Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Kim Stetzel and I'm here with Sarah Bonci of Fierce Fitness and Wellness. And we're so excited to be presenting this in our Fit Over 40 series because Sarah's been running Fierce for 9 years and you've been in this great location on Route 206 for the past 4 years. And she has great classes and also helps people with nutrition and eating well and knowing the right things to eat to help people get fit. So I thought it would be wonderful for us to have a conversation with Sarah so that she could share with us what she knows in what we can do to get fit. You know, if you're not 40, so that when you get to that age, you'll be fit and well. And if you're over 40, how to either get in shape or stay in shape as you age. So
Great.
Sarah, thanks so much for taking your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it's great. So the first thing, I wanted to ask, when people decide to get fit, where should they begin? What would be the best place to start?
I would say to consider what your goals are, what your personal goals are, and that's different for everyone. Some people have a goal of building muscle, some people have a goal of doing cardio, heart health, bone density. It depends on where you are in your fitness journey, where you are thinking about starting, as far as where you should go with that. Once you decide what your goals are, what you're thinking about doing, what your ultimate goal is, then you can better kind of decide what is the right track for you to do.
Great. And so then navigate and try different things and then set where you're at and probably measure your success too as you go along, right?
Absolutely.
Track so that you can see how things are going. When people embark on a fitness journey, what are the most common stumbling blocks that you see,
A lot of times I see that if you don't have that support system in place, it's going to be something that doesn't really last very long. Whether that's your family, whether that's your husband, your boyfriend, your spouse, your children, you kind of want to make sure that they're on board to be able to help ensure your success. And not just for a short amount of time, but for the long term. So that you're thinking about down the road and 4 or 5 years, you still want to be on this journey. A couple other things are habits and temptations. So a lot of times with not only just fitness, but also with nutrition, you fall into the habit, 8 o'clock at night, I always am eating ice cream. So you kind of want to think about how you can change those habits, how you can think about those temptations in a little bit of a different way and make them work in a different way for you so that you can get to those goals. Also, failure is a big stumbling block. So a lot of times people will start out with having this wonderful, huge, grand scheme in their heads, and the first time that they fail, they think to themselves, oh no, I can't do this anymore. Why did I think I could do this to begin with? But you have to try to be more gentle with yourself, and more forgiving, and realizing that failure is absolutely something that's going to happen along the way, and you just kind of try to move through it.
Right, exactly. Because if you're done the first time that you don't do well, then
you're not going to want to do it anymore.
No, you're not going to. I usually tell people 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule. You got to give yourself that wedding or that party or that night that you just can't handle it, and then get back.
And the other thing is that you're human. So there is always going to be that at the end of the day. You cannot be perfect and 110% all the time. There is going to be that, and it should be. The goal is for you to get to a place where you can enjoy those things without feeling like you've fallen off the rails, and you can come back and get back into the healthy lifestyle the next day, after the party, after the wedding, after the cake, that kind of thing.
Right. That's perfect. That's so important. All right. So it sounds like we've almost hit this one. What would you say help people be most successful? And you said goals and support. Other things.
Right. And I think too. Finding a workout that is fun for you. And that's different for everyone. That's different for a mom who is a stay-at-home mom that wants to get out and she just wants to move and she wants that social interaction with being in a small, in a group fitness kind of class. It's different for, a teenage girl who wants to come and build muscle. you have to find what works for you.
Right.
And in finding what works for you, I think a really important thing, a really important aspect that I believe is that fitness is fun. And if you're making it fun instead of it can be tough, it can be hard,
Right.
and I can kick your butts, but
I will attest to that.
but I can also make it so that you are having a good time. Because the other thing is that it's kind of it's a whole process. So if you're not having fun and actually enjoying that workout, you're not going to want to do it.
Right, you won't come back to it. I know, I was a couch potato type person until I found like I could move to music, and then that became
And then it was
fun.
all over.
Right, whereas machines don't really do it
Right,
for me.
right.
Yeah, so classes and stuff like that work so well. So now, when people work or want to get fit, there's diet versus exercise, or is it a versus? What do you say when people ask you what's more important?
I would say that they are both equally important, because you cannot have one without the other.
Right.
You cannot come to a class, even if you're here every single day and you are working out and going at your hardest. If you leave and you're drinking a 6-pack of beer every night and stopping at Wendy's on the way home, it kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah,
and
you might be shooting yourself in the foot then.
Yeah. Right. So when you're thinking about nutrition, it should be something that's kind of going hand in hand with fitness as well. And for them both to be successful, especially in the long term, especially when we were talking about those goals, you want to think about how they work well together, how they both support each other.
Right.
How can I properly fuel my workout? If I'm having a workout, what should I be eating? Those kind of things.
Right. And sustainable, because I've also seen people who have gone on diets and lost a lot of weight and don't exercise through that, and then they've lost muscle, and the next thing you know, they're back at their old weight again.
Right.
And that's just so discouraging.
Right.
So how do you help people to prevent those kind of things from happening?
So a couple tips that I usually say with most of my nutrition clients is to get a food journal. So you want to be, and a lot of times it just helps to have that pen to paper kind of connection. I mean, we're living now in a world where nothing is really pen to paper anymore. Not a lot of people write each other letters,
Right.
but it's almost like writing a letter to yourself. So you are writing down how you're feeling about food, how you're feeling about that day. Today I had a craving for chocolate and I overcame that craving by doing this. And then that way you look back on it when you're feeling that same way again, and you know that you've done it before, so you can do it again.
Right.
And it helps to increase your confidence in yourself in that aspect also. I think food prepping is very underrated.
Right.
If you are not prepared, then if you're out and you're hungry or you're having a craving, you're going to reach for whatever is quick, whatever's
And
accessible,
easy.
whatever's easy, whatever's cheap, and that's usually not the most healthy decision.
Right.
I think also portion sizes, and
Yeah, we're so restaurants and fast food and things like that, when you go out, the portion sizes are so huge that we've gotten skewed as to what's normal.
And most restaurants will serve you sometimes 3 or 4 portions in a regular dinner meal. So, and another thing is trying not to eat out a lot, trying to make your meals at home.
Right.
That way you're getting, you know how it's been cooked, you know what's in it, and you're feeling, and that also is very empowering to know that you are able to make those kind of decisions for yourself, for your family, to give them something healthy rather than going out, not really knowing how something is cooked, not knowing what
What
in
other
something.
chemicals are in there.
Exactly.
Right. Where the food was sourced from, any of that
Right.
stuff.
And that kind of brings me to the other topic of overeating. So when your portion sizes are, within the range of what your goals are, you are going to be more wary of overeating, and you're going to know, this is what I'm supposed to be eating. It's supposed to be the size of my fist. This looks a little bigger than the size of my fist. So
you don't want to bring your Uncle Stu's fist.
Yes. Yes. Make sure it's your fist.
It's your fist.
Yes. Yeah. And make sure that you're eating, and then you kind of just get to know where those boundaries are and feel more comfortable with them. And again, very empowering feeling to know that you are in charge of making those decisions for yourself and ultimately then for your family as well.
Right. That's so important. So understanding what those are. And then, another thing that I've seen with people is that I'm doing this for a wedding, I'm doing this for a dance, I'm doing this for a reunion.
Right.
But
so a lot of times when you connect that with something that is an event that's coming up, or like you said, I have my reunion coming up, it's not really something that's going to be lasting when you are just looking at that one event, and then it's kind of like, well, I lost 25 pounds for my reunion, and now what's next?
Now whoopee time to party.
You have to be thinking about the long term. You have to be, and that's what fitness and wellness really is a lasting healthy lifestyle, so that it's not just this reunion, it's the next reunion and the next reunion, to think about the long term.
Well, right, and that's again the series that we're doing here in this Fit Over 40. It's how do we create that sustainable body and that's sustainable lifestyle that allows our body to be strong and healthy by movement and by fueling ourselves with good nutritious food, just what our bodies require. So and then again, I guess we pretty much hit this, is how making those changes sustainable is a long-term commitment, and knowing that this isn't a short-term thing, and maybe changing things up a little bit sometimes. Or what do you say?
I say, as far as fitness goes, if you get yourself to a wonderful small gym, and you try the classes, they're usually switched up. And if you come to someone that knows what they're doing, they will know that the class shouldn't always be the same, because then you will lose focus, you will go back to old habits, that kind of thing. So,
and muscle memory, the body doesn't make the same.
Exactly. You want to have that muscle confusion. You want to be always kind of switching it up. It's not just and that's another point too, is that it's fitness and wellness and making it a healthy lifestyle is not something that's just for now. It's long term, and it's also 3 things. So you want to have proper stretching, so that's yoga, Pilates, something like that. You want to have a lot of cardio, and you also want to have weights. So I always think of it and describe it to my clients as kind of like the circle, and there's 3 pieces to that circle, and those are the 3 pieces. And if one piece is missing, it kind of doesn't really work all together. So, and making things be spunky and fun and having a good time with those workouts is what keeps that circle just flowing. And it's also about the mind and how you're thinking and how you're, if you don't walk into a class and you're fully believing in yourself, it's going to allow that self-doubt to creep in, that just lack of confidence in yourself, and that's when you'll kind of not want to do it. So it's kind of a whole process, a whole kind of circle. Right.
Everything works together. So Sarah, as we finish up, is there anything else that you want to share with our folks who are watching and listening about nutrition or diet, or your big takeaway?
I think a lot of what I try to tell my clients pretty much in every class is that it's the belief in yourself. So if you, like I had just said, if you walk into a class and you're feeling low, it's that instructor's job, it's that person's job to help lift you up. And when you're feeling uplifted, when you're feeling empowered, when you're feeling just good about yourself, it makes you want to do all of these things that we just talked about. It makes you feel more comfortable with doing those things that we just talked about. It makes you feel more confident. I think also just not following, there's a lot of fads, a lot of fitness fads, a lot of wellness fads, a lot of nutrition fads. I've heard some crazy things in my time. So, and nothing really ever seems to blow me away anymore, but I think just sticking to the basics. Just if it feels like it's probably not a good thing, it's probably not a good thing. And just using your judgment. Going to where you feel comfortable with yourself, mind, body, and soul.
That sounds great. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this tonight, and I want to thank you. I encourage you to come to Fierce and check out our classes. You have a website.
I do.
Which is?
FierceFitWell.com. And I have group fitness classes, I have personal training, and I also have nutrition. So a little bit of everything. And all the classes, each class is different and each class can be modified, so don't let it scare you away. And like I said, I will kick your butt, but I also try to make it fun so that it's enjoyable at the same time.
Right, and everybody comes and it's kind of like a little family.
It's like a little family.
Yeah.
It's just like a little family.
Yeah, so check out Fierce, and thank you so much for your time and for sharing with us.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Take care. Thank you.
You too.